What's going on, guys? It's your favorite blue guy here, and today I thought I'd take a little break from the giveaways and talk a little bit about how I got and managed the coins I have. I already have a video detailing where I would mostly get my Skyblock coins, contraband not included, but something else I didn't mention in that video are the other videos that I watched to help me come up with these methods in the first place. You see, I initially wanted to have coin methods that didn't focus too much on grinding, were actually fun, and were things I could do whenever I wanted, not at a specific time. A lot of you guys have suggested to me that I make Skyblock guides on different aspects of the game, but the main issue there is that all of those guides have pretty much been made already. Plus, the ones already existing explain these things far better than I ever could. Plus, I'm not exactly a Skyblock tryhard, so most of the things you've asked me to make guides on, I actually don't even know all that well. Today, however, I wanted to share some of these video tutorials that I watched to help me out with my strategies, and hopefully they'll help you out as well. These are 5 videos that helped me with getting to 100 million Skyblock coins. Obviously, all these videos will be linked in the description for ease of access to them. Number 1. 5 easy early game money making methods for Hypixel Skyblock by 30virus. Now, I've said a thing or two about 30virus in the past, and I'm not really a fan of most of the things he says and does on the forums, but I have to know when to admit it, he makes some useful videos. He has a few tutorial videos on his channel, but this one is probably the most useful one he's ever made in my opinion. I don't use every single strategy that he talks about here, but this video was the one that finally got me to start making my farms. Some of the other methods he talks about here include slayers, auction flipping, etc., which I personally don't do, but if you'd like to start getting into that, this is definitely a good start.
So I'm a absolute mad lad when it comes to farming in this game, and there's a good reason for that. It is one of the best ways to make money in this game. So what I would recommend to start with is head to the bottom of your island and just start spamming dirt with the infinite dirt wand. Or if for some...
Number 2. How to make millions while AFK, Hypixel Skyblock Passive Money Guide, RO137. This video is the most recent one to be on this list, with it only being a few days old by the time I'm recording this, but it explains minions so much better than my original pick for this video did, that I've decided to just simply replace it with this. RO137 goes over a few passive money making strategies in this video, including Dwarven Forge and a strategy involving Cat. But where you really want to start paying attention is when he starts to talk about his minions. Again, I don't do everything he talks about, but there is a chance that one of his strategies will work to your benefit.
Affecting your minion setup is by far one of the best ways to make AFK money. Ideally here, what you're going to want to do is get the most amount of minion slots possible. I promise you it's very easy. One of the first and easiest ways to get extra minion slots is to go over here into the account and...
Number 3. The Complete Beginner's Guide to Hypixel Skyblock, Hell Castle. Now this is a pretty unique selection on this list, as this isn't actually a single video, but rather a 2-parter guide on beginning Skyblock. This one doesn't focus solely on coins like the last 2 have, but rather talks about how many early game strategies for just getting your stats up quickly. I was rather surprised with just how much progress Hellcastle was able to make in just these 2 videos. It was extremely useful, and I think it's a guide that everyone should watch. Even if you're not a new player, I still think there are tips in here that are useful to everyone.
Going back to your island with /is, you'll notice there's probably zombies everywhere, so deal with those. Then, start clearing space on your island so you can place several 5x5 squares that don't overlap. Now, minions are like AFK resource generators. They mate things whilst you are offline, they count towards your collection, and you can craft things with what they give you. To make these, we just need to craft a few wooden pickaxes.
Number 4. How to upgrade your bank in Hypixel Skyblock. More coins. Craze Pumpkin. Now this is probably the simplest tutorial out of all the videos in this list, but it is undoubtedly one of the most important when it comes to actually being able to save huge amounts of money. Craze Pumpkin quickly shows you how to obtain the bank upgrades and what exactly they do. This isn't really something you should do if you're a newer player, so maybe save this one for when you're a little bit further in.
Once you have succeeded over these limits and achieved all the things I just said in this video, you should see a nice little golden block in the bottom right of your screen that shows you all of your bank upgrades. The first one requires, as I said, 10 million, 1 enchanted gold block, and 100,000 gold collection.
Number 5. How to scam in Hypixel Skyblock, easy money, the original ace. I wanted to put a scamming video on this list because scamming is definitely something that I think all players need to be educated on, as not knowing anything about it can easily get it to happen to you. The original ace is by far for my favorite Skyblock content creator, but I think the first 3 minutes of this video is a good enough introduction to scamming in the game. I don't really like where he takes the video after that point, so I'd personally recommend only watching the first 3 minutes of this one. There are countless other scamming information videos out there as well well that I'd recommend you watch. There's too many to list here, but there's so many different types of scams out there that it's important you try to learn about as many of them as you can.
An unsuspecting player like me goes onto the auction house and looks for a sharpness 6 book. Naturally, I'm going to sort by highest bid. This particular auction was bid up to the first page, and at first glance you see sharpness and an I and a V just in the wrong place, but enough to really quickly convince you with the 9 million bid. I was like, oh sweet, sharpness 6 goes for like 12 mil, so I bid 12 mil. A couple hours later, I checked back on the auction and realized my mistake, and at first, scam didn't even cross my mind. I was like, oops, I bid 12 million on a sharpness 4 book. Honest mistake, hopefully this guy is nice enough to give it back. First, I tried to party him. He didn't accept the party invite. When the invite wore off, I tried to party him again, and he had ignored me.